My name is Everett Plummer. I'd just like to share with you briefly what Jesus Christ has done for me. Growing up, I was raised in church, and I knew the right things to say and the right things to do, but I began to realize that going to church and doing the right things wouldn't get me to heaven. I realized that I had sinned and done the wrong things, and that sin had separated me from God. And I knew that everyone had sinned, and I began to realize and learn that Jesus had come and loved us enough to die for all of us, regardless of the sin and regardless of how many times we'd sinned or what we had done, that He loved us enough to die for us, that we could be forgiven of those sins. And I didn't know what all to say or what all to do, and I just got on my knees and prayed to Jesus and asked Him to forgive me of those sins and to help me turn from those sinful ways and to turn my life to Him. And even though I didn't understand everything, that He would come into my heart and direct my life, and I could turn my will to His and try to follow what He had. And just then as now, I don't know everything now. I didn't know everything then. I still sin more than most. But the difference now, there's a joy and a peace, where before there was a loneliness and a nervousness, no peace. I knew something wasn't right. I knew I was separated from that love of God. And now there's still problems. Life's still hard. You still have bills and mortgages and everything's the same. But that joy and that peace that you have from knowing that Jesus is in your heart and your sins are washed and you can be forgiven and cleansed and made whole, and that your eternity is secure, and that when you die you'll go to heaven. That's just a wonderful thing, and I just wonder if this is something you might relate to.